Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Okay, so as we know, Jordynne Grace leaving Impact Wrestling for the time being. She's officially a free agent, and there's news out there that promotions are now um, interested in Jordynne Grace. People on social media are just throwing the three letters out there, their favorite three letters, either WWE, NXT, or AEW. But right now, Jordynne Grace said that she's stepping away from professional wrestling. At least that's what she said for the time being. She said she'll be back eventually at some point with some promotion. But we'll see. But right now, as per Jordynne Grace, she's stepping away from professional wrestling. Whether that's true or not, I don't know if she gets like a huge offer from AEW, maybe she'll be back. But as of right now, Jordynne Grace not part of the Impact Wrestling roster. She is left Impact Wrestling and now officially a free agent. So I was thinking then with that spot open now in the Knockouts roster, I'm thinking who would be a good replacement for Jordynne Grace on the Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster. And immediately, I thought of this person. And you're waiting to hear me say the name of the person, aren't you? Well, we're going to wait a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. This person popped into my head, and I'm talking about Steph Delander. Steph Delander is absolutely killing it right now on the indie scene. She's wrestling for GCW. She's teaming up with Matt Cardona, and they are just lighting it up right now in GCW. They're headed to DDT Pro Wrestling in Japan, I believe, in July. Tetsuya Endo will be defending the DDT Universal title against Matt Cardona in July for a DD. I think it's a Peter Pan, Wrestle Peter Pan 2023 event, if I'm not mistaken. But if that's not the event, I'm sorry, but it is guaranteed. It is has been made official that Tetsuya Endo will be defending the DDT Universal Championship against Matt Cardona in Japan, and Steph Delander will be accompanying Matt Cardona. But back to Steph Delander. Steph Delander just absolutely lighting it up right now on the indie scene. And we Steph Delander because she got a little video promo from Impact Wrestling some months back. Steph Delander's coming. Her first opponent in Impact Wrestling was Jordynne Grace. It was more of a Jordynne Grace showcase match than anything. Jordynne Grace won in like 6 minutes, and then Steph Delander took on Deonna Purrazzo on Before the Impact and lost in about 5 minutes. But she's been, like I said, lighting it up on the indie scene since. And I don't know if she's part of the Impact Wrestling roster or not. There are articles out there that call her Impact Wrestling star Steph Delander. You go on Wikipedia, which take that with a grain of salt. Anyone can go in there and edit that. Wikipedia says that she's signed to Impact Wrestling, but she doesn't indicate it on her social media, well, at least her Twitter page anyway. Um, so I don't know if she's actually signed with Impact Wrestling or not, but nonetheless, if she's not, then Impact Wrestling should sign her and make her the replacement for Jordynne Grace. And if she is signed to Impact Wrestling, then Impact Wrestling should start using her a lot more than they have been. They've used her twice, and since then I don't think she is signed because since then she's appeared on Ring of Honor, she's appeared on AEW. So I don't think she's signed to Impact Wrestling. So I'm gonna speak as if she's not signed to Impact Wrestling. So I think Impact Wrestling should sign her to a deal, bring her in, and have her come in and be the powerhouse replacement for Jordynne Grace on the Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster. I think it would be absolutely a great signing. I think she could become a star. She's already proving she has star-like qualities on the indie scene. She's a regular now for GCW, as I mentioned, with Matt Cardona, and she's had countless matches on the indie scene as well in 2023. So I think Impact Wrestling should bring her in, and she should be the replacement. I bring her in. I would have her like bring her in not like as a bodyguard for somebody. I would just bring her in as a monster heel talent. I would have her go right after well, you can say Monster Heel talent. I was gonna say she could go after just Giselle Shaw and take out Giselle Shaw, but Shaw also a heel. So you could have a heel versus heel match, right? I would have her come in and just be a powerhouse wrestler and just take out Giselle Shaw, get a quick victory over Giselle Shaw, and then you could take it from there. You could eventually have her feuding with Masha Slamovich. Actually, they had a match, believe maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Masha Slamovich defended the GCW. Um, World Championship against Steph DeLander. DeLander was unsuccessful, of course. I think it was at Joey Janela's Spring Break 7, if I'm not mistaken. But they did have a match, so you can have a feud with Slamovich. You can have a feud with Killer Kelly. Once the Slamovich Killer Kelly feud is over, and that's a terrific feud right there. There's a lot of possibilities in there for Steph DeLander. You could have a feud with Savannah Evans. Have her go after Savannah Evans against Steph DeLander would be a terrific matchup. But so whoever you put her in the ring against, I would definitely bring her in, and I would have her replace Jordynne Grace on the Impact Wrestling roster. And if you sign a long term and Jordynne Grace decides to come back a few months down the road, Steph DeLander could go after the person that beat her on her debut match for Impact Wrestling and get that victory back over Jordynne Grace. But I would definitely bring Steph DeLander in. I would, if you could get Matt Cardona to agree to come back and have Cardona and Steph DeLander come in together, they make a great combination. I think that would work out well, but I know they tried to get Cardona. They weren't able to come to an agreement. So Cardona, of course, now no longer with Impact Wrestling, won't be appearing on Impact Wrestling for the time being. But things change, things change. But even if they can't work that out, I still think Impact Wrestling should take a long, hard look at bringing in Steph DeLander to the Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster. I think she would be an absolutely terrific addition. So that would be my pick for the replacement for Jordynne Grace on the Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster. And you could argue, you could say, well, they got Jody Threat, Jody Threat, they could really push Jody Threat. She could step in and fill the role. True, she can, but I would rather, instead of having Jordynne Grace, I'm sorry, instead of having Jody Threat get a little push and be the one to replace Jordynne Grace, I would rather have Jody Threat get that push and still bring Steph DeLander in to fill the role that's being voided on the Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster by Jordynne Grace. So Steph DeLander, that's my pick. Okay, so last but not least, this is a quick one. I have the perfect opponent in my eyes for Trinity at Against All Odds. As we know, tonight is the Under Siege TV taping. Unfortunately, I had a lot of work to do in my backyard today, pulling up some interlocking, so wasn't not able to make it to the Impact Wrestling Under Siege TV tapings tonight. Unfortunately, it took me 4 or 5 hours to complete that whole thing. But Trinity is taking on Savannah Evans tonight. Trinity not losing to Savannah Evans. No way, no how she's going to lose to Savannah Evans. So here's the scenario. Here's my scenario for Trinity and who I feel her opponent should be at Against All Odds. So Trinity, I would say, gets the victory over Savannah Evans. I would say maybe Giselle Shaw tries to interfere. Trinity takes her out. Then Trinity takes the microphone and says that she wants to be the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion, and she challenges. She wants to challenge Deonna Purrazzo for a title match. And music hits, but it's not Deonna Purrazzo's music. It's the music of Tasha Steelz. And Tasha Steelz walks down the aisle and says, look, Trinity, you want a shot at the Impact Wrestling Knockouts, the Impact Wrestling Knockout, Impact Wrestling. What's wrong with me? I'm getting excited thinking about the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Title. You want to do a shot at the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Title? You have to go through me first. So I'm challenging you to Against All Odds to a number one contender match. And if you beat me at Against All Odds, then you are the number one contender. Well, Tasha Steelz wouldn't say that. Maybe they could have Santino Marella could come out and he could, when Tasha Steelz and Trinity are going back and forth, Santino Marella could come out and say, well, here's how we're going to settle it. I'm not going to do my Santino Marella voice. He's going to say, yeah, this is how we can settle it. And Against All Odds, it will be Trinity against Tasha Steelz, and the winner of that will go on to face Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Championship at Slammiversary in Windsor, Ontario. So that's what I would do with Trinity. Hopefully that happens tonight. Tasha Steelz and Trinity at Against All Odds in Columbus on June 9th would be absolutely an incredible, incredible match. Of course, Trinity would get the victory over Tasha Steelz and go on to Slammiversary to face Deonna Purrazzo for the Knockouts World title. But that's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. So let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens. Yeah, so Against All Odds, June 9th, Trinity, Tasha Steelz, number one contenders match. What do you guys think, huh? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that for now. Anything breaks, I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long.